Oklahoma has someone by the name of Dr. Mike. He refers to himself as a doctor, and he has been selling Jesus juice injections for $300 a pop. Now, he's been doing this for quite a while. However, finally, people are starting to question what's in this injection. No one knows, and he hasn't released any information about it. Now, let me give you some historical facts on this man. Dr. Mike, whose real name is John Michael Lonergan, basically had a license to practice in Ohio, but that was revoked. He was convicted of 8 felony counts of tax evasion, mail fraud, and healthcare fraud. So then he goes to Oklahoma, changes his name, and starts practicing medicine. However, it was supposed to be a supervised contract. However, they decided to take that contract away from him, but he gets to practice for an additional year, which is very strange.
Yeah, and then he decides that he's going to do what he calls these miracle injections.
Yes.
And are you going to argue against miracles being injected into people's bodies?
Who doesn't want Jesus juice injected in them?
Okay, that sounds dirty.
So his claims, or among his claims, is that this injection will cure all ailments. Not a specific ailment, all ailments. And people are paying $300 a pop for this, and some employers are actually allowing him to go into their offices to speak to their employees, and then their employees are charged for the injection should they choose to take one or have one done.
See, this is actually cost efficient. I mean, it seems like you're taking $300 out of somebody's pocket, but then you don't need Obamacare. You just get a Jesus juice injected into you for $300, you're all set. Cancer, heart disease, it's all gone. Isn't it amazing that people believe this? That he's doing brisk business. I mean, the reason this is an issue is because a lot of people are going to get this Jesus juice injected into them. Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing because, look, people get desperate. You know, people might get really sick and they want some sort of cure, they want help, they get desperate. And if they believe in religion, they'll turn to him because they're vulnerable. They want some sort of cure. And it's really sad. Look, there's obviously the hilarious part of this story, Jesus juice, Jesus injection. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? But then there's the really sad, scary part of this where poor people are being preyed upon. And let's say they do have a serious illness like cancer, for instance, and they're going and they're getting this injection thinking that it's working. At the same time, no one knows what it is, and he won't release any information on it. So the reason why he kind of started getting exposed is because there was this one Oklahoma resident who was reading about all of his claims, and she thought that it was highly questionable. So she read that he performed these injections within the military, and he developed this when he was working in the military, and she went on a forum that's meant to expose fraudulent people within the military and wrote the following. This Dr. Mike is traveling around my town charging people $200 for this miracle shot that he developed for the military. Some of the oil field companies are actually paying this guy to come to their work and explain this shot to the workers and letting this man charge their employees $300 to inject them with this shit.
I like that it took like one resident of Oklahoma to finally figure it out. I'm like, wait a minute, perhaps Jesus juice isn't real. And then she goes on a forum. And one of the things people are offended by is that he's misrepresenting himself as part of the military. He's misrepresenting himself in a couple of different ways. I think you should be more concerned about what he's injecting into people and that he's getting $300 for it. Look, I've said it before, unfortunately it applies here as well. Like when you let go of the realm of logic, then there are no bounds of reason. So once you get into the religious world and you're no longer using logic as a tool, well then nothing seems irrational. Like, oh, okay, well, you know, if Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead, couldn't a little of his juice cure me too? And they think that's apparently perfectly rational. And that's why so many scam artists immediately head to religion, because it's easier. They're easier marks. They already believe ridiculous things, so they think, okay, let me go profit off of that. And that's exactly what this Dr. Mike is doing.
I mean, it reminds me of the religious leader who was doing exorcisms via Skype.
And when everybody knows, you have to be in the room to do an exorcism. Once you let go of logic, there's no end to it.
I know.